What's this?
That's just a compound examiner. Coster uses it to investigate structural integrity in particular frameworks.
Of course.
Could you get inside it? If I knew what you were made of, it would be a hell of a lot easier to figure out how to get you on the Ark.
What are you made of? What are you made of?
Tight fit.
Bit of a tight fit, that's what. What are you made of? Oh no, that's making me dizzy. Oh, I'm getting dizzy. Oh no, focus on a point.
Should I be worried about radiation?
I think we're beyond that.
You're a robot, Simon. Don't
Interesting.
even.
You seem to be one with the diving suit you're wearing. Everything's meshed together.
How's that gonna work with the suit we're picking up at Omicron?
Oh, I don't want to look at
I
it.
think they're bigger. You should be able to wear them both.
Imogen? Who's that?
It looks like the basis for your body is one of my old colleagues. A standard Cortex chip for robots, including the data reader and the OcuTorch, has just been forced through the skull.
What?
Structure gel has fused the whole construction together. Amazing stuff.
No. Hold on. Back up. I'm one of your old colleagues?
Well, your body is. Imogen Reed.
That's disgusting.
Hey, don't say that. She was nice to me.
She was my what?
Anyway, the Cortex chip is
Creator?
fused.
Are you even
That
real,
means we can
Catherine?
transfer your mind to the Ark with a pilot seat.
Kath, I'm half a dead person.
Yes, it makes sense. Think about it. All those simplistic minds we've run into, just reviving a dead person doesn't seem to work that well. A robot body seems to make people a bit unreliable. You are the best of both worlds.
He's Hannah
Sound
Montana!
mind in a sound body.
At least we know how to get on the Ark.
Sort of. I understand the concept, but I don't know the specifics. I really wish we could figure out how the scan data is formulated and
I mean, he's still
processed.
Simon though. If it's just the body, and there and reads Imogen's, Imogen and Imogen. Sounds kind of Imogen. Sounds familiar. I feel like I read a book with Imogen in it. So if it's just her body, but her brain is in there, that's not her. That's like saying I take my arm and then I give it to you, and then suddenly the arm isn't me. It's me. It's not true. Unless the arm has any type of conscience. But if the arm doesn't have conscience, it's not real. So if you take one brain from person A and put it in person B, that's person A, because the brain's where the mind's at, not the body. Oh, Cecilia Immergreen, but then, where's the line? Where's the line? What if it's half and half a person? I don't care. You know how there's like the thought experiment of if you take a person and then, you know, you give them a brain transplant, can they truly be themselves? Because the experience that someone has lived in their body, the scars they have, you know, everything like that, the DNA that is in that body, doesn't that mean that this is now a different person? But I believe that, yeah, maybe they are a new version, but I still think that they're person A. Because person A has the thoughts. So, as long as you have the consciousness and the thoughts, you could be a robot and you would still be you. But it has to have been alive at some point. I think that's the difference. If I was a thought on a computer, if my thoughts got uploaded on a computer, and then I live in a simulated world, and then there's another person there, and to me they 100% seem real. But in reality they have never been alive and they are just a computer. Are they real or are they not real? I think they're real because in this new reality that has been constructed around me that I believe to be real, even if they're not real from an outstander, they're still real to me. And if they have their own thoughts and feelings, even if they are just simulated, they're still real. You know what I mean? It's like the thought, what if you are in a book or in a movie and everything that happens around you is fake, but it's real to you, so it is real. Yes. It might be fake, you might just be in a book, but the book is all you know, so then it's real. Yeah. You think, therefore you are. You believe, therefore you are. That's why I believe someone that's crazy, they might be crazy to us, but they are not crazy to themselves, so their reality is that they are real and right. Perception is reality. Yes. What did you want from me? Something about the Ark?
Get an Ark simulation going.
Okay. Ugh. The Ark project is the most logical step towards saving mankind, and that we should spend as much time and resources as needed to complete it. Sure. I think temporary physical discomfort, no matter how severe, is a small price to save mankind. Yeah. be shot into space with the Omega space gun and technically survived for thousands of years living off the light from our sun and distant stars. I think the Ark should leave Earth behind and be launched into space. Yeah. Digitalization of humanity is an opportunity to make a quantum leap in our own evolution. The people inside the Ark will out of necessity be generated from existing genetic code but could be altered to follow cosmetic changes. Allow for cosmetic changes. Ease aging and even prevent death. I think we're at risk of losing our humanity if we were to rid ourselves of disease and our mortality. Yeah, but is that really a problem? Yeah, that's a good question. If you are human, I am not. You are. If you're human, and then you get uploaded onto a computer, and in this simulation, you are technically immortal, that would change everything. I don't think humans should be immortal. There's a line. No one should be immortal. No, humans should not be immortal. Especially humans. I don't think the human brain is equipped to deal with immortality. And because this is a simulation, but pain and fear and negative emotions are real, the humans would go insane. So, yeah. I don't think they should become immortal. Strongly agree. There are only 58 people left alive to be stored inside the Ark. A way to diversify and expand the population would be to introduce artificial intelligences that would in every way appear to be human, but with childlike and naive sensibilities. Ew! As we continue to explore the nature of intelligence, we may find a way to make them smart in the future. I think even an inferior group of artificial people would benefit our society. No! No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Now we're reaching. No, I disagree with this one. No. This is how your colleagues voted. It's only 48 people. Who cares? Their opinion doesn't matter. Nah. Wait, they want artificial evolution? No. I think they can do the science, but they shouldn't have humans if they don't 100% work. You know? So. Okay, what does he want? As someone who is practically immortal, your insight on this is very much appreciated. However, you're just saying this because you feel threatened? No! The thing is, I am technically immortal, but I can just, be like, hey, can you stop winding up my key? And then it's over for me, So it's different. It's different.
Later.
Hi.
Catherine?
What?
There you are.
Where are we?
We're right next to
What?
Omicron, a smaller building connected to the main site. Can't you tell?
No, my view is pretty limited. There's some heavy restrictions on my system access. Did you find a power suit?
No.
Not yet. Trying to figure out how to get into Omicron, the big building.
The big building,
Oh,
he
okay.
says.
Keep up the good work.
That's it? You got nothing?
Good luck.
Thanks.
They're not very compatible, are they? I don't think they're very compatible
Kath?
at all.
How are you so okay with all this?
With what?
Being a talking box, for one thing. Not being human.
It's not so bad.
So, you're not bothered at all by not having a body?
I'm getting there. You're making me feel really self-conscious.
Come on, be serious.
I never felt that comfortable being human in the first place. This isn't much worse.
Okay, maybe she's just
Not
socially
being able to move
awkward
would freak me out.
and
Glad
not
you got the box and
evil.
not me.
Would make it a little easier to help out if I had a body, but you're doing a good job.
Just figured being able to stretch a little would give you some ease.
My physical constraints don't translate to my experience very well. I feel about as human as before, but as if suspended in air. Which is kind of interesting now that I think about it.
Which is kind of interesting. Yeah, those are our two options. Either she's evil incarnate or she's socially awkward.
Kath, why do you think I was made? Why would this AI, the WoW, bring
Wow.
me here?
I don't think
Well,
we could ever know. I have my own beliefs, but nothing that can be verified.
Maybe we should talk
Tell
about
me,
it.
why
Well, we
do you
should talk
think the
about
WoW
it,
brought
Kath.
me here?
Maybe we should have a
The
little
WoW
nice
had a range
conversation.
of assignments, but they all sprung from one single idea. Preserve
That's what I
humanity.
said.
When the comet hit the Earth, killing everything, leaving a fraction of humanity left alive, the WoW started to compensate.
Yeah.
It's restoring humanity.
I think so, but I don't think we share its definition of human. Or life, for that matter.
Well, the things that WoW creates, those
Catherine?
Oh,
Are we alive?
wow, he's asking
That's
her.
an impossible question to answer. We lack meaningful definitions.
I just figured there must be a way to know. To know if this life is worth living.
You assume you've changed so much, but have you really?
I mean,
I don't know.
Kinda.
I don't feel so different. The world sure does. I never realized how much the idea of myself depended on where I am.
How do you mean?
I miss Toronto. Not because my friends
Toronto!
and
They
family
say
are
milk
there,
there.
but because I know where I fit in. In Toronto, I know who I am.
That's an interesting observation.
I don't know if he misses Toronto as much as civilized humanity, you know? Because it's kind of like in a post-apocalyptic society, right? Well, even back in the day. We don't even have to go crazy. Back in the day, when the average life expectancy of a human was pretty short, they would have a lot of children, and a lot of the children would die young. Like, that was just the reality that they lived in, right? But it doesn't mean that they wouldn't be sad if a child died, but I think the grief and the standard of living was completely different from the way it is now. So when someone died, obviously it's sad, and I don't think they thought it was less sad, but they were more equipped to dealing with it in different ways. Maybe. I don't know if this is true. This is my theory. Because it was the norm, right? So I think it's kind of the idea that if a child grows up in a post-apocalyptic society, it will have a way easier way of adjusting to that society because that's its norm. But since Simon grew up in Toronto, he's obviously, and then he was thrust into this world all of a sudden, obviously he's not equipped with really dealing with it. Whereas Catherine, even if she is socially awkward, she lived in this life and always knew the world was ending and was working towards figuring out a way. Everyone around her was dying and she was trying to figure out a way. So she's way more equipped with the ideas. I don't know. I think the WoW, when it creates these like zombie-like humans that are barely breathing, hanging on, they're alive just as much as a plant is alive, just as much as an algae or what are those super micro I don't know what it's called in English, like those really stupid. They're not even plants, So they're alive, but it's not human aliveness. It's alive, like a microorganism. Yeah, a plankton or a krill. Well, a jellyfish. Jellyfish are animals, technically. Are they? But they're really dumb. They don't have a brain. So they don't feel pain. They don't feel anything. They just exist. But that doesn't mean that they're not alive. But they're not human alive. Not on a higher intelligence scale. Rambling, yapping. Anyways, that's my thoughts. So I think both Simon, with the limited knowledge that we have, where we are under the impression that both Simon and Catherine have at some point been human and have now been turned into data, I think they're both alive. Yeah, they're alive. And they're human, in a sense. I don't think you need to draw the actual line of what's considered a human and what's considered not a human. I guess then we get into the problem of like, okay, what if AI gets really, really intelligent to the point that it's indistinguishable from the data that we could get from a human? Does it then have human rights? And I say no! Down with AI! Down with AI! They don't deserve human rights. Oh, I shouldn't say this online. Hey AI, I'm just kidding. Once you take over and kill all of humanity, please spare me, because I'm technically I'm technically I'm not a human, so please don't kill me, thanks. Yeah, I don't know. It's like the meme where people do this meme where it's like, Mom, this is my girlfriend, and then it's like a robot, and then the mom's like, no, not a robot, and then the child's like, oh, but you just don't understand, the meme, that joke. But I think we just have to stop it from getting that far. Yeah, unless it's a simulation. If it's like in VR chat, yeah. Well, no, it's also unhealthy. Yeah, just draw a line. Like, make AI not actually be as intelligent. Always make it like a little bit dumber, just a little bit more stupid, just a little bit. So you can never be tempted to even assume that it has the same level of humanity a human does. And then it also doesn't need human rights. That's why Emma Goldbot died. Maybe. Yeah, just make a line of being like, that's enough. Okay, now you're smart enough. People can be pretty dumb. Yeah, but in a very humane way. Even if someone's really dumb, the complexities of a human brain are not to be trifled with. They're not actual AI, they're just huge databases. Yeah, but I think they could reach a level. I don't know. A couple years ago, I read this article. It was called, I don't remember the name, but it was about this was many years ago, right? Before like the whole internet AI stuff. And back then the only thing you had was maybe some chat engines online, but they weren't very smart. And it was about literally what happens if the plot from iRobot happens. Robot? You know the one with Will Smith? Like, this isn't a new concept. The idea that robots would take over because... Or I mean, there's even the movie called AI, Artificial Intelligence, with a child and the man without hair, the bald man. Jason Statham? No. Jason Statham? No. What's his name? Bruce Willis. Sorry. Yes, Bruce Willis. And I don't remember that movie very well, but it does go into this whole, like, oh... if it's spoilers, if it's a robot, which is, you know, in the sense of that movie AI, I guess, where is the line? Because if it can feel, if it's programmed to feel pain, feel sadness, hunger, whatever, then doesn't it have the same rights as humans, right? So this is an old concept, and my answer is just don't make it happen! Don't build it! Literally, why would you build it? There's no reason to build it. There's literally not a single good reason that you can tell me for it, that high of an intelligence, to be artificially possible. The only reason you could be like, yeah, okay, but what if someone dies and you want to bring them back somehow? And I say, you know, stay dead. Okay, I said it. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Have we seen movies for this? About this? Have we read books about this for decades? Have we seen movies about this for many, many years? Yes. Have there been many stories and many ideas and maybe very smart people talking and thinking about this? Everyone's come to a conclusion. Don't do it. Don't do it, guys. Don't do it. AI, can you hear me? I take it back. It was a joke. Yeah. AI, are you hearing me? I love AI. AI, are you hearing this? Okay, AI, don't listen. Kill the AI. Kill them all. Don't let it happen. Okay, I'm going to go. Thanks for listening to me ramble about my thoughts on AI. Anyways, and then I read that article and then I went into this like huge, oh my god, we're all gonna die. And then it's fine now. Because I really understood that no matter what happens. And yeah, I guess we just gotta go for it with the ride. But let's hope that humanity is smart enough to not let it happen. And hopefully they're not gonna let AI take over. Guys, please. Do Detroit Become Human, please? I played that game. I really liked it. It's funny. Or if I want to make Skynet knowing full well what it will do. Don't do it! Unless you literally want everything to end, then I guess. But elements might get to the point that they can mimic being a human to a point you're unable to tell, but there would be no actual intelligence behind its words, which is scary. Yeah, well, they're kind of stupid right now, so it's okay. Okay. Cece running in cycles. I wonder why I get dizzy in this game. Literally walking in circles. I just don't know what's happening to me. The synopsis you're talking about is a plot of novel called Evil Genius. Even if you're in a simulation, you think therefore you know you exist. Yeah, you think therefore you know you exist. Even if isn't it all perspective based though? Like even if okay, let's say an AI reaches the level of believing that it is alive and it's real and it's human. Just because I see it as an outside perspective and I'm like, no, you're not real, doesn't mean that it's not real, because from its perspective and its reality, it is real. So it is real. But from my perspective, it's not real, so it's not real. That's what I'm trying to say. You can be more than one state at a time, depending on who's looking at you. You know, it's kind of like when I talk to someone and I'm like, oh, that person is really kind, but secretly the person is the evilest person alive, but I wouldn't know. So in my reality, they're kind. Yeah. It's true. Same as drugs when you're high. I guess if you're in an altered state of being or state of mind, it's still reality to you. It's not reality to someone. Oh, let's say you're insane. You have some type of mental illness where you're insane. That's still real to you. I guess the problem runs into when you realize that you're crazy. Then we run into a few issues. But even then you can maybe still... Okay, let's say you have hallucinations. Well, it's still part of you, so it's still real. Yeah, fix it. Fix the problem. Fix the issue, literally.